The biggest lie, the biggest bit of fake news that they tell people, and they have a reason because they want to sell you something else, is it's easy. It's not easy. It's almost impossible. But it is possible. Fear is false expectations appearing real. You're feared, as they say, a fear of the unknown. But absence of evidence is not evidence of absence. Just because you've never experienced it, you might think it's death-defying. It's not. It's not. I mean, things that I do on a daily basis would probably give you diarrhea. I don't even think about it. Closing down companies with thousands of employees. Of course they have mortgages, but I'm not here to lose money for my investors or me. And I'm not involved in the running and gunning like I was a long time ago, but I certainly know how to do it. The world is soft. It just is. It is. Unfortunately, my biggest shareholder in my company that I founded was the Kuwaiti government, 29.9%. So when Iraq invaded Kuwait, the share price of my company went down 85% in London. Nobody owned more of that stock than me. I owned about 50% of it, so I lost hundreds of millions. The shareholders wanted blood, so they threw me out under the bus, and I got thrown out in the beginning of 1992. I then, in 1992, spent the whole year deciding what I was going to do. And a friend of mine said, well, why don't you teach people how you turn $800 into $500 million? So I went around the world, listening to other people. I decided in 1993 that I was going to raise $1 trillion in equity, a few of my mentees and myself, create $1 million. That came to fruition in November of 2017. But I also say 99% of the people that use QLA, my methodology, have met them. But we get endless emails and have for 31 years. I just made 11 million. I just made 10 million. We've got over 50 billionaires that credit my methodology, or Andrew Carnegie's methodology, which we call QLA, to them getting rich. On Facebook, we get the same recurring 10 or 12 questions. Why did they come to get beat, degraded? Because it works. When I started my first seminar, and we've experimented with 5 or 6, maybe even 10 formats for the seminar. And there's 3 or 4 things that after about 10 or 12 years that we figured out. Number one, when the kids are here and then they leave and go out into the ugly, vicious world, the kids are significantly more successful if they experience the castle. Now, is it the castle and me or just me? We've never been able to ascertain that 100%, but the kids say it's the nuances of what you say. Nuances can only mean there's only one thing that's not on the website, although we published almost the entire seminar on YouTube. And we have people, one of our most successful devotees, who's created about 500 million euros in his career, has been to the seminar 8 times. The 8th time he brought his wife. Another Hall of Famer has been to the seminar 13 times. We have several of the people that have been here 2 or 3 times. I just got an email from a kid, a current superstar from Austria, who's created about 500 million euros in 2.5 years. And he says, I need a fresh up. That means another seminar. Because default's a bitch. We're the average of the 5 people we spend the most time with. Okay, most it's maybe a mom, maybe a part-time dad, maybe traveling or maybe he left, a brother, a sister maybe, a grandparent. If not a sister, the guy next door. Now, how do those 5 people know anything about creating a high-performance person? They know 0, i.e. you get 0. And even in new math, when we ask the question, what's the highest performance thing your grandparents ever did? Nothing. What's the highest performance thing your parents ever did? Nothing. What's the highest performance thing your siblings ever did? Nothing. Even in new math, 0, 0, and 0 is 0, i.e. they've created nothing.